Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com. My name is Mike. I'm the moderator in the series of videos that is all about Persian carpets and handmade rugs from around the world. And in this video, I want to introduce you to a very popular type of Persian rug that has been around for a very long time. It's one of the classic designs that chances are, if you are into Persian rugs, you have seen them in the stores, websites, and that is the Moud Persian rug. The Moud Persian rugs, and I have a couple of examples here. I actually have also a large square one that I'm going to show you in a minute. But the Moud rugs, which are made in the central eastern part of Iran. Moud is a very small town. It's almost like a village. It is in the Birjand area. If you were to look at Google Maps, for example, if you just search for Moud, M-O-U-D, or depending on who you ask, it can also be M-U-D or M-O-O-D. It's one of those places where, kind of like with Gom, where you have a bunch of different people coming up with different ways on how to spell it. But the most common, Moud, M-O-U-D, it's a very small town in the Birjand area, like I said, central eastern Iran, and they make these classic, very traditional Persian rugs. And when you have seen a few Moud rugs, you've pretty much seen 99% of them. But what is really unique about them is, what I personally like about them, is that they are very durable. Their design is also such that it takes virtually, it will hide just about any stain. This is the type of rug, and it's also not very expensive. So this is a type of rug that if you are starting out with Persian rugs, or for example, you got small children, or you're looking for a rug, you want a nice rug, but you don't need it to be super expensive or luxurious. If you just want a rock solid, good Persian rug at a reasonable price, this is something that you ought to consider if you like the designs. The Moud rugs, unlike a lot of the Persian rugs, are double knotted. And unlike the Tabriz, which has a double knot, which has a Turkish knot, the Mouds basically have a double Persian rug. That Persian knot. And what it means is that even though it doesn't have the high knot count, you can have a Moud rug that has 150 to 200 knots per square inch. But because it is double knotted, just like I do with my Docs that I wear. I like my Doc Marten boots, and whenever I put them on, I always double knot them. Well, that basically means I don't have to worry about having to bend over all day and tie my shoelaces. The double knot of the Persian rug gives the Moud rug a very distinct strength and durability that, from a price standpoint, I have absolute no problems recommending. These are really solid, beautiful rugs. And the two most common designs, I'm going to get behind the camera as I always do in a minute, but I thought I'd introduce you to two very popular designs. One, the most classic, is what is known as a Herati design. If this was a Tabriz rug, it would be called a Mahi design. The Herati design that you see right here in the small piece, this is classic Moud. The other design, and of course they have variations, but the two most, I want to say 70% of all Moud rugs fall into the Herati category, which is what you see right here, the small piece right here. Typically wool. Now, sometimes they will add a tiny bit, specks of silk. You can see them here. When I get behind the camera and I'm gonna zoom in, I'll show them to you. But in the center of the floral Harati design, they literally tie in a few very small amounts of silk, but basically we have a wool rug. So you have a Harati design, that's about 7 out of 10 mood rugs. The remaining, you have the garden design, you have the towel pattern that you see here in the larger piece. It's a beautiful design. This is also very classic for the mood rugs. So if you have 70% of them basically falling into the Harati, you have about 25% that are these, check out the tile pattern, really nice design. And then you have maybe 5% of mood rugs that literally have a unique design. So most of the folks who look for these types of rugs, you're not looking at buying a formal rug. You are looking at buying a classic Persian rug. This would be something, for example, in a wooden home, you know, like a cozy room. You got a fireplace. I mean, this is the type of rug that at the time I'm taking this video, it's in this month of December and it's cold outside. The weather, it's just windy. This is something you want to get cozy with. And so this is the type of Persian rug we're dealing with. And so thought I'd introduce you to the mood rugs. Now, as I'm always going to do, I'm going to get behind the camera, show you some of the features. Like I said, this is a very classic type of Persian rug that if you're looking at spending not a lot of money, if you're looking at wanting to buy something that is just really warm, that is welcoming, that is classic Persian, but is also durable, this is it right here. I mean, I have the mood rugs are the counter to the Birjands, where some of the Birjands, if you watch my other videos, the Birjands are the most durable, but they also tend to be a lot more expensive, especially the high-end pieces. And so here you have a type of Persian rug that is on the medium price scale. So I'm going to get behind the camera. I'm going to show you a few features, and then so I'm going to see you again here in just a second. So here I'm back again as always from behind the camera, and just to give you a little bit of insights and also share with you some of the features of the mood rugs, I am going to pull the little piece right here aside for you. And I wanted to, as I mentioned to you earlier, typically the Harati design, this is the most classic, the most common type of design that you will find in mood rugs. And this is, for example, a very small piece. This is about 1 meter by 1.5 meters, 3 foot by 5 foot for my American viewers. And then below it, you see a large square piece. This is a 3 meter by 3 meter, roughly 10 foot by 10 foot square piece. And I'm just gonna do what I always do. There you go. So you can see it. And in both cases, this is very classic Harati design. Again, if it was a Tabriz rug, this would be called a Mahi. And what is unique about these, and you can probably see them in the design, I'm going to, as I move the camera around from the light side to the dark side, see these right here in the very center of the Harati design. This is where you see tiny bits of silk. And you may actually see that in the camera. You see it a little bit shines at you. And this is classic for the mood rugs. We don't make a big deal about them. And we do not, for example, I don't sell these as wool and silk. I just sell them as wool rugs. But this is all very, very traditional, very classic as far as the design is concerned. When you talk about a knot count, you're talking about a double knot Persian knot. It's a really nice, these have about 150 to 200 knots per square inch, which is really nice for Persian rugs. Like I said, I have absolutely no problems recommending them because because this design is so common in the Moud rugs. The prices are also off. Obviously, when you have basically everybody making the same type of design and the same type of rugs, the prices are not as astronomical. So I have absolute no problems recommending them. If you whether you're in the market at buying one or something, this is a type of rug that is not going to appreciate a whole lot of value. You're not buying this rug because you want to get your money back. You're buying a rug. You can buy a large rug like this for a few $1,000s, and it will last you decades. And maybe you pass it down, or you'll just, just like furniture. You know what? Sometimes furniture get passed down to kids, and sometimes they don't. But the point is, this is not something where you're going to be spending an arm and a leg. And so this is why I really like them. The other design that I featured earlier in the introduction part of the video is this tile pattern. Some people call it the garden design, field design. It's really up to you. I call it the tile pattern. But this is very classic right here. And it's really nice. It's the variation. This is the other design that the Moud rugs are known for. And you typically have 3 types of design. This is also classic. Notice, I'm just going to point my fingers at you. Here you got 9 tiles. You got right here, 9. And then they always repeat themselves. And this is very classic in the Moud rugs. Sometimes you have 4, sometimes you have 2, but the point is you always have the same types of designs repeating themselves. So in this rug right here, every third one is the same design. And it gives it a really nice uniform look. The borders, again, very classic. You can see the colors. The Moud rugs are known for having earth colors. Sometimes, in the old days, they used to be pure vegetable dyes. Now they are just like with most Persian rugs, is a mix of commercial and natural dyes. The wool, it's natural wool. It's really nice. Very easy to maintain. Like I said, this is something, simple vacuum will do the trick. Nothing fancy. And it's just a really nice, rock solid type of rug. So I wanted to introduce you to the Moud rugs. We feature a few on our website, but generally speaking, if you're in the market for the Moud rugs, obviously feel free to look at the ones we have. But you can find them in all kinds of sizes and everything. I just wanted to briefly introduce you to one of the classic Persian rugs, and this is certainly one of them. So I hope you liked this video about the Moud Persian rugs. Hope the information is of help to you. As always, feel free to check us out at mprugs.com. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section or email us. And feel free to subscribe if you're into Persian rugs. And we'll be coming back to you with many more videos to come. Take care. Bye-bye.